welcome back to my channel. My name's John and I'm the Geeky Man, and today I'm here in Derbyshire, up on the moorlands, not far from Greater Manchester actually. Now, we're actually going to discover a crash site of a plane, an American bomber actually. So let's crack on and go and see what we can find. Now, before we head up to the plane crash site, I just wanted to show you this. This is actually an old Roman road, or suggested to be an old Roman road. It's actually called Doctor's Gate. Now, it runs from Glossop and it goes up to the summit. Now, it's suggested that it linked to forts up in the Hope Valley, all the way down to the fort in Glossop. We are now going to be heading all the way over there and go and try and find that plane crash site. So, let's crack on. So I'm almost at the summit now, and an absolutely stunning day. I did plan on coming up here yesterday morning on the day of filming, but it was absolutely foggy, so wouldn't have made a very good video. Now, I found our first piece of evidence of the plane crash site, so let's take a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue walking up, and as I do that, I'll give you some geeky facts. The Bleaklow bomber was a US Air Force Boeing RB-29A Superfortress. On the 3rd of November 1948, the aircraft leaving RAF Scampton near Lincoln was on a routine daytime flight with two other aircrafts. It was heading to the US Air Force Base at Burtonwood near Warrington. The pilots, Captain Landon Tanner and co-pilot Captain Harry Strout, were flying by instruments as the area was covered in low cloud. Based on the flight time, the crew believed it had passed the hills and began to descend. At about 11 AM, the aircraft hit the ground and was engulfed in flames. All 11 crew and 2 military passengers perished in the crash. There's lots more of the actual site round here. Now it's quite extreme and a really big site, and we'll take a further look round at a few parts of the plane that I'm aware of. What I will say is the moorlands up here are quite an eerie, well to me they're quite an eerie sight, but very beautiful, and to see this utter devastation that happened, and also the amount of what's actually left to say. We're talking 80 plus years since the actual incident. It's amazing. So we'll go and have a look now, see what we can find. And please, anyone that's watching that has an expert in this specific plane, please leave any comments down below about specific parts that you've noticed and seen. I'm sure myself and anyone that's viewing this would be interested. As I say, the whole site is absolutely huge. So what we'll do is we'll take a look over here now and see what we can find in regards to the engines, because I do have a little bit of information on them. Now I'm going to take a look at some of the engines. Now, I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to aircrafts and aircraft carriers. I'm not really an expert in anything, if I'm honest with you. So if anyone who is watching this of any interest that has specific details, please share them. Now, the information I've provided, I'm going to have to read this out for you, and then we'll take a quick look. So it's called a duplex cycle, and it's an American twin roll supercharged air coolant, which was first developed in 1937. So there's one of them here. possibly a radiator that was part of it. Now I'm just going to head over to another section. It has quite a lot of poppies and monuments on it. Again, please, anyone watching this that knows what the specific part of it, please share comments down below. Again, like I said before, very, very beautiful, and yet this utter devastation that lied here right in front of us. Very, very, very telling, especially on a day like today as well. Now, of course, you can still see some of the tyre that's actually on here from the wheel. And of course, some very fitting tributes that have been left here as well. So there's one final bit that I want to show you whilst you're here, so let's take a look. I'm now in front of the plaque, and it was unveiled in 1988 to commemorate the people that sadly lost their lives. Let's take a look. So, I was also reading, in the 1970s, a gentleman was out on his walk. He discovered a ring. Now, on further investigating work, it was actually confirmed to be Captain Tanner's wedding ring and was returned to his daughter. So, this has been today's video. Until next time, peace and love.